Caillou, Happy Holidays. Adaptation from the animated film by Marilyn Plo-Morisi. Illustrations by Eric Savigny, based on Caillou's holiday movie. Coloration by Eric Leholier. Caillou and Clementine were playing in the snow when Sarah came by. Hi, Caillou. Hi, Clementine. You're invited to the Christmas play at my school. Yay, a Christmas play! Exclaimed Caillou. Is Santa coming soon, Sarah? Pretty soon, Caillou, Sarah answered. Christmas will be here in 2 weeks. When Caillou went home, Mommy was busy at the kitchen table. What are you doing, Mommy? I'm writing Christmas cards to send to our friends and family. Would you like to make some too, Caillou? Asked Mommy. Yes, Caillou answered. He liked that idea. Caillou worked hard all afternoon making his Christmas cards. Look, Caillou, Daddy said. I found something fun to help you keep track of how many days there are until Christmas. It's a calendar that has 12 little windows that open, and there are 12 days left until Christmas. Every night we'll open a window and discover a story behind it. Caillou gently pulled open the first little window. It's a Christmas tree. That's right, Daddy said. This is a story about the first Christmas tree. A long time ago, in a faraway place called Germany, there lived a boy named Fritz. His father worked cutting down trees to sell. Sometimes he would take Fritz to work with him. Fritz noticed that at the end of the day, the little trees always got left at the bottom of the sled. Fritz loved trees. One day, he brought a little tree home for Christmas because he thought it would look nice and smell good. His mother decorated the tree to make it prettier. Since then, many people all over the world decorate trees at Christmas. Caillou and his family put up their Christmas tree. Everyone was having fun, and soon the lights were strung and the tree was decorated. Can we put my star up now? Caillou asked. Sure can, replied Daddy. Once the star was in place, Daddy plugged in the tree lights. Wow! They all exclaimed together. It was beginning to feel a lot like Christmas now. That night, Caillou was very anxious to see all the presents under the Christmas tree. Remember, Caillou, said Mommy, Christmas is about more than getting things. Look at all the toys you already have. But I don't play with all of them, Caillou said. Maybe you could give some away so someone else can play with them. They would make nice Christmas presents, Mommy said. How many days are left until Christmas, Caillou? Mommy asked. Caillou took his calendar and began to count the closed windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And tomorrow there will be 10, said Mommy. Caillou opened the next window. This story takes place in Mexico, said Mommy. Several days before Christmas, the children of Mexico have a parade. A little boy dresses up as Joseph, and a little girl dresses up as Mary. She rides a donkey. All around them are children dressed up as angels and shepherds. Following them are 3 more children dressed up as 3 wise kings. In Mexico, they speak Spanish. Do you know how they say Merry Christmas? Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, repeated Caillou. He loved to learn new words. The next morning, Caillou began to fill a box with toys. What Caillou doing? Asked Rosie. I'm going to give these toys away so someone else can play with them, answered Caillou. You're going to make some children very happy, Caillou, said Mommy. I hear you were very generous today, Caillou, said Daddy. Aha, Caillou said proudly. That's great, said Daddy. Are you ready for another story? Caillou counted the windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opening the next window, Caillou said, It looks like a school. It is, answered Daddy. A long time ago in a country called England, some children were away at school. They were writing letters to their families. The teacher asked them to decorate their letters to make them special for Christmas. "Christmas cards!" exclaimed Caillou. "That's right, Caillou. Those were the first Christmas cards." Caillou went to Leo's house to play. Leo was painting, and Caillou was making Christmas presents for Rosie and his parents. "What are you making?" asked Caillou. "I'm making Hanukkah cards for my parents," answered Leo. "Is Hanukkah the same as Christmas?" Caillou asked. "No, we celebrate the Festival of Lights," Leo answered. "During Hanukkah, we light a candle on the menorah every night. It lasts 8 days." It was time to find out what was behind the next window on the calendar. Caillou opened the window and asked, "Who's that?" "That's Saint Nick," answered Daddy. "Long ago, in a place called Turkey, there lived a man named Nicholas. He was a kind and generous man. Nicholas felt sorry for a family that lived nearby. They didn't have enough money to buy food. It was Christmas time, and Nicholas was at the market. He remembered the family and decided to buy them a basket of food and secretly leave it at their doorstep. Every year after that, Nicholas would leave them a present. Eventually, he became known as Saint Nick. At Caillou's house, Mommy and Daddy started to notice that things were missing. "Have you seen my electric toothbrush?" Daddy asked Mommy. "No," answered Mommy. "Have you seen my slippers?" It was a mystery. Caillou's calendar taught him that Santa has many names. There is Det Moroz in Russia. That means Father Frost. For Christmas in Denmark, Julemanden brings surprises. He plays tricks and wears disguises. For Christmas in Greece, Santas are called Kalikanzaru. They are elves who are full of joy. As Christmas got closer, there were still some mysteries at Caillou's house. He couldn't find his dinosaur Rexy anywhere. "Caillou, what are you doing?" asked Mommy. "I can't find Rexy," answered Caillou. "I'm sure he'll show up. Don't worry, Caillou." That night, it was time for another story. "A Christmas stocking! It looks like mine," said Caillou. "It does," agreed Daddy. "Santa's going to fill it with candy, isn't he, Daddy?" asked Caillou. "I'm sure he will," Daddy answered, "and we'll leave milk and cookies for Santa." Do you know how that tradition started? Boys and girls all over the world would leave things for Santa. In France, children would leave their shoes by the fireplace. In Holland, Santa is called Sinterklaas, and children there would leave hay and carrots in their shoes for Sinterklaas's horse. In Hungary, children would shine their shoes and leave them near the window. In Italy, a woman called La Befana comes at Christmas. The children there would leave food for her in their shoes outside their front doors. And in Puerto Rico, the children would leave vegetables under their beds for the camels of the 3 kings. The time had come for Sarah's play. Caillou and his family got there a bit early while the children were rehearsing their play. "Caillou," called Sarah, "we're missing someone." "Would you take his place in our play?" Okay, Sarah." Caillou was nervous at first, but he was a wonderful snowflake. He said, "It's Christmas time." Caillou was excited. There were only 2 windows left on his calendar. "Tomorrow is Christmas Eve," said Daddy. "People all over the world eat special things to celebrate Christmas." In Spain, they eat fish called besugo, and they have a roasted duck in Norway. In France, they have a meal late at night called a réveillon. In Austria, they eat cheese pancakes, and in England, they have plum pudding. Caillou's grandma and grandpa arrived, and things got very busy in the kitchen. Grandma made her apple pie, and Grandpa made the stuffing for the turkey. Before long, it was time to dress for dinner. "Why do we have to get dressed up today?" Caillou asked. "Grandma and Grandpa visit us all the time." "Well, we are celebrating a special night and having a special dinner together," answered Mommy. Soon they were all sitting at the dinner table, sharing the wonderful food they had prepared together. When Caillou went to bed, Daddy said, "Time to open the last window, Caillou." "It's Santa and his reindeer! Santa's coming!" exclaimed Caillou. "I'm going to wait up for him." Daddy whispered, "Santa won't come if you're not asleep. Sweet dreams, Caillou." In the morning, Caillou shouted, "It's Christmas!" "Presents," Rosie said. They were beginning to unwrap their presents when Caillou said, "Here's Rexy." "Caillou love Rexy," said Rosie. "Well, look at this," said Daddy, turning to Mommy. "You're missing slippers." "Oops," said Mommy, "and here's your electric toothbrush." They all started to laugh. I think Rosie has started a new tradition in our household. Merry Christmas, everyone.